people, already the month of March has ended. Can you believe it? Wow. By the way, remember tomorrow is April Fool's Day, so don't let anybody fool you, okay? Yes, they will trick you. Don't let them fool you. It's April Fool's Day. But hey, welcome to the Standpoint. The whole of the month of March, I'm sure you've heard it over and over again. International Women's Day, International Women's Month. We on the Standpoint, every day is Women's Day. You know, every month is Women's Month. But we decided that today we are going to discuss the theme for the year 2019. That's the Standpoint theme for the year 2019. A woman of power. You've heard me say it over and over again. A few people have given meanings to it, but today we'll dissect it. I have three people from diverse backgrounds, and we are going to look at who is a woman of power. Is she different from a powerful woman? My name is Gifty, and welcome to the Standpoint. Let me say thank you to GTP for my cloth. As always, this one is new style, and they call it High Life. It's High Life written over it. And it was made for me by a young, beautiful lady who's an old student of Infantima Girls Secondary School. She's called Fatima Isando. On Instagram, she's known as Fadi's Collections. Amazing young lady. What we've decided is that every now and then we allow, or we actually invite young, up-and-coming, people in the creative industry, whether they're doing beats, whether they do makeup, whether they sew, to do something for me so I can display it on the Standpoint and also give them a form of promotion. So Fatima did this for me, and I say thank you to her. My hair is by Chris L. Beauty Salon and Spa. They are at East Legon and Airport as well. My shoes by Ayes Boutique Online. She sells shoes, jewelry, everything, clothes, exclusive stuff. So make sure you get in touch with her. Makeup products always by Papa Cosmetics. 8 years and counting. So grateful to them. And I'm beautifully applied by Nax Beauty Studio. We are so grateful to all of them. We take a break. When we come back, who is a woman of power? We'll be back.
Water gives life. Water is life. Enjoy the pure, refreshing taste of Awake purified drinking water, which comes in a uniquely designed bottle with a lemon green tap. Water is your perfect way to stay hydrated. And remember, for every bottle you buy, an amount will be donated to the National Cardiothoracic Center, Ghana. Awake purified drinking water. One for life.
For bulk purchase, contact 0262 351 251.
Hi, my name is Dr. Derek Abwaji, co-founder and president of Image Inc. USA, a parent organization of Image Ghana. On 13th of April 2019, in collaboration with Awo Dansoa's Reading Project, we will embark on a free health screening for the great people of Akwaumu, Edumasa. We employ the generous public support into making this noble endeavor possible. Please visit us at www.imaghe.org/takeaction. Thank you and God bless.
Come back to the Standpoint. You're watching the Standpoint. Our topic for discussion today is a woman of power. Who is she? Who is a woman of power? Well, let me say thank you to GTP, who are our sponsors. They say our style is ageless, our pattern limitless, and our designs are endless. Our beauty never fades. GTP, still timeless. GTP, still timeless. And we are also sponsored by Ghana Oil Company Limited, GOIL. Yaya Diahwini Pankasa, good energy, patronized made in Ghana products. And please, you cannot go wrong if you stop at a GOIL fuel station to buy oil, to buy LPG, to buy diesel, to buy petrol, anything you need that is fuel related, please go to Ghana Oil Company. Go Ghana, go girl, go, go, go. Now on my set, I have 3 amazing people from 3 different backgrounds, and we are going to find out who a woman of power is. But I'm going to put some people on the spot. So let me go straight to the audience. In the audience, I have some ladies from PVV, that's Precious Vessels of Virtue, from ICGC. Zoe Temple here. You are welcome. Please put your hands together for yourself. And I have some daughters and sons here, my nieces and nephews. Yeah. But, Kwame, director, let me put somebody on the spot. Let's come to the lady in black. Who do you think is a woman of power?
Okay, for me, a woman of power is a woman who fears God, and a woman who can adjust herself to any situation.
For me, a woman of power is a woman who has authority, not just materially, but authority that can address both material and spiritual issues.
Okay.
For me, a woman of power is a woman who is able to stand firm to every decision she makes. Simple.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. Put your hands together for yourself. On my panel today, I have Mrs. Josephine Amu Asare. She is the president of Precious Vessels of Virtue, ICGC, International Central Gospel Church. Zoe Temple Tema, welcome to the Standpoint.
Thank you.
Today I'm taking her from her comfort zone, into another realm. Next to her, I have my brother from another mother, the Sheikh himself. He's Sheikh flavor. When you talk about feminist, yeah, he's there. He is Sheikh Mohammed Hussein Bagaya. He prefers to call himself brother, but he's Imam and chairman of Center for Religious Dialogue, and he puts together an amazing program. There's one coming up shortly. We'll keep you informed, where he brings religious leaders from across board, Christian, Muslim, Hindu, what have you. They all come together to have a dialogue for the development of Ghana. That's amazing. Thank you for coming back on the Standpoint. It's been too long.
Thank you, Ajia Gifty.
Next to him is another sister I love to bet. She doesn't like it when I call her by the name I'm going to introduce her by, but that's her. I mean, it's her role. If she didn't like it, why did she go in there? She's talked by Gasno, Dinah Adiko. Her husband is the paramount chief of Tanyigbe traditional area. Tanyigbe traditional area. And she's a gender advocate and activist and a feminist. Welcome to the Standpoint. Good to see you.
Good to see you. I have actually missed you and missed it. I've been watching though, but I have missed coming.
Prodigal sister.
I am around. You sent me on an errand, so I was running your mission.
Well done.
So I'm back.
And you are doing well.
I've given you a good report.
Sheikh.
Ajia.
Who is a woman of power?
The woman that men are scared of. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, the one God to whom praise is due forever, we thank Him for Moses and the Torah. We thank Him for Jesus and the Gospel. We thank Him for Muhammad and the Quran. Power is essentially the ability or capacity to do anything and do it in a particular way. But where power means authority that comes from God, that is another thing. We're talking about the essence and core meaning of what true power is. So a woman of power for me is an intelligent woman. Not just intelligent, but a woman that takes her strength directly from God. The reason being that in my teachings, or in our teachings, when God decided to put the first being across onto the earth, there's a very serious argument that the first person who came here was not a man, was a woman, according to the letter of the Quran itself. So there's always this argument. What happened to Eve in the argument of forgiveness, for instance? Because according to my teachings, Adam then sought forgiveness of the Lord and he was pardoned, right? And so where was Eve? So in as much as we cannot explain where she was at that particular time, that then festers the argument that she was here. And since she was here, that means that she was the first vicegerent of God on earth. And what that also meant was that she possessed enough powers from Allah, enough attributes of God to make her qualify as his representative here on earth. So the woman of power for me is that woman who is highly intelligent, who men are scared of. Men today don't want to live around women who are very intelligent. A woman of power for me is that woman who takes her strength directly from God. Her substance, her existence, and everything reflects the divine being.
That's deep. According to Sheikh, a woman of power is the woman who takes her power directly from God. Josephine.
If you're talking about a woman of power, I'm looking at a woman who is living her purpose. Our God is a God of purpose. And I'm sure it's the same of yes, the God of purpose. And he didn't create anything just for the creation's sake. He created for purpose. So that if he created me, you, a man, it's for a purpose. The why, the who, the what's of any woman, it's for a purpose. And so if you live as a woman, your source is from God. You relate to him for everything you need. And then you live purposefully. Then I believe that you are living as a woman of power. You are espousing the power that God had in creating you. And so you are living the power of God on the outside so that you reflect exactly what our God is made of.
So then, Dinah, is a woman of power different from a powerful woman?
A woman of power and a powerful woman, depending on the context, I think it could vary slightly. A woman of power, I think, would be the woman who knows she has power and uses that power. It doesn't have to be a title. It doesn't have to be a status. It doesn't have to be a brand. It doesn't have to be an office. It doesn't have to be the way we dress. It doesn't have to be in our education. The uneducated orange seller in her small corner has power to do a lot of things. I understand power to play out in so many different ways and to come in different forms. I believe there's power within. We have power inside us to do a lot of things that sometimes we don't even know is there until something happens. And most often when we survive certain phases, we know that we have power within. And that is the ability to do things. So it doesn't have to be, you don't have to be a gifty auntie who has a lot of influence in the media space to feel that you have power. There's power within us to bring up our children, to run our homes, to support our communities. Then there's power with, where we recognize that together with you and her and him, we can transform, we can change, we can influence. There's power over, where we know that, and that is when the husbands keep complaining that their wives have power over them, and the wife says, I'm innocent.
Nothing touched my mouth.
I've not done anything. The world is saying that political leaders, like who? Mugabe, like the rest of them, like Obama, their wives are pushing and pressing and organizing. The wife said, no, I'm innocent. So there's power.
I'm behind.
I'm not there. I have no knowledge whatsoever. It is only them who knows what extent of power they have. And that brings me to the conversation about how to know to use your power. That is a woman of power as well. And then the women who, the people who know they have power. I've talked about power within, power over, power together with, and then power to control. You know, The powerful women are usually the women where we can see they are on stages and in spaces where we can see and credit them for things either good or bad. The woman of power does not have to be known for the things that they have done. That is my interpretation. But they are influencing from their little corners. And I always think about the uneducated woman whose name nobody knows, but who has transformed the leaders we have today. The women in the Bible who have feared and listened to the word of God and followed instruction, and they have used the power they have. We all do have power. Women and men, we all do have power. But the ones who know they have power and use it, sometimes we do not know we have the powers we are using.
That comes to my next question, and I'm going to say, do you think women know that they have this power? I mean, naturally, not until they come into positions of authority. The woman, like ordinary woman, you know, the gender, female, does she know that she has power?
Well, from my perspective, woman is equal to power, from my perspective. That is essentially. But what we have done with our women today and in the past, by way our, let me blame it on patriarchy and its ability to erode the woman's thinking in a way that makes her feel inferior to the man, where she sees the man as the all in all who has it all, say it all, you know, he commands and she follows. But essentially, but for patriarchy and our own selfish interests as men, women are supposed to be more powerful than men are. I've said it time and over again that when you have a daughter, a baby girl, it depends upon the way you bring her up for her to understand from the beginning who she truly is. I've always made reference to why the woman carries the womb in the first place, but not a man. In our own teachings, the letters that spells the womb, RHM, are the same letters that spells the attribute of God, as in mercy. So if the womb is equal to the mercy, compassion and the mercy of God, that same compassion that breathes life into everybody, that same womb in the darkness of time where God keeps going back and producing all things into existence, it is the same thing akin to the womb of the woman, where God keeps going back into it and producing the presidents, the ministers, and everybody. So she stands as an agent of God. She is a partner with God in procreation. And that's so powerful an entity, you know, enough for a man to give her some respect. I've said it again that the world is in this mess today because of the way we've been treating our women. We can't have a new world until we have a new perspective of our women. How we look at them, how we treat them, how we respect them. They would usher in the new world that we're looking for. And this is, I can go on and on and on.
Let me take a break.
Let
me take a break. When we come back, because this is interesting. New dimensions and, you know, and I'll tell you when we come back, I'll tell you why we chose this theme for the year 2019. While you're watching the standpoint, let me say thank you to Gogot Yogurt. I mean, as a woman, you know, yogurt is very good for you. It's good for your kids. It's good for your household. So if you're going for Gogot, you go for Ghana yogurt. That's Gogot for you, made right here in Ghana. Thank you to Awake Purified Water by Kasapreko Company Limited, and of course, Royal Drinks. Auntie Vera, House of Foods, we are so grateful to you. Daddy Cool Supply. Listen, there's a new bread in town. New bread. I mean, it's Daddy Cool. Look for it. I mean, Daddy Cool pastries. You can't go when you're having events. Just get in touch with them, and they will sort you out beautifully. Thank you to Cake Technique. Their cupcakes are to die for. You know, children's party, adults party, anything cakes. Get in touch with Cake Technique, and they will also sort you out. Yet cleaning services takes care of our environment all the time. Fumigation, they do it. Cleaning offices, cleaning homes, cleaning after event, before event, they do it all. So please get in touch with them and then they will fix you nicely. We take a break. When we come back, the woman of power. I'm sure you're sitting up by now. We'll be back.
When cleaning your vehicle by valeting, steaming, waxing, or polishing, make sure the engine is also sound. Servicing your vehicle with Gold synthetic oil and any quality Gold oil massages the engine, removes deposit, protects it from wear and tear for longer lasting performance, and makes your vehicle feel pampered. Made for diesel and super engines. Remember, after every 15,000 kilometers of enjoying your ride, service your engine with Gold synthetic oil.
Gold is a champion. That's why I, Azuma Nelson, 3 times world boxing champion and a patriot, always choose Gold.
Ashene Pankasa. Gold, good energy. New at Dumas from GTP. The name we know and trust. Premium quality fabrics with a smoother feel. New designs and richer colors. New at Dumas for the woman who knows her worth. GTP, quality fabrics printed in Ghana. GTP, timeless.
Welcome back to the Standpoint. Let me say thank you once again to GTP for my cloth. This cloth is known as High Life. It's new style. It's on the market. Go and get one. It comes in different colors and shades and what have you. But you see the High Life rating, in it. And it was made for me by Fatima Isando on Instagram, known as Fadi's Collections. Yeah, Fadi's Collections. Thank you so much to her. My hair is by Chriselle Beauty Salon and Spa. Makeup product by Paba Cosmetics, applied by Nax Beauty Studio. Thank you so much. My shoe is by Ayes Boutique Online. I'm so grateful to all of them for the support. Now, Lady Josephine, I'm sure you've heard it over and over again that when women get power, they lord it over everybody. Powerful women are just impossible. You hear young girls saying it. You hear men saying it. Unfortunately, it's preached in the pulpit from the mosque that when women get power, I don't know where we get it from, but when you get power, you women, you become something else.
It's sad.
Is this true?
Well, it's sad, but to an extent it is. And this all hails from the fact that society has made the woman to think that until she's acting like the man, she's not powerful. And so if a woman, because a woman is started as a weakling, she's started as the one who cannot attain certain positions in corporate world, you're not accepted even for very key positions. You have to struggle through before you get it. And so when she gets there, she would like, and she doesn't know her God so well, she would like to, show that, well, she too, she's there. She has arrived. And so would start lording over other people. But that is not the case. That shouldn't be how it's supposed to be. And whenever I talk about these ones, my very favorite personality has been Esther. From Norway. Queen Esther, from a slave for that definition, from Norway. She was just taken from the background. Esther rose through the ranks to the place where she was more or less like the one ruling the whole of the country. But here we find Esther so much of a humble person. And that is where her strength came from. That is where the power of Esther was so much espoused. Even to when she had to even approach her king. Maybe today's woman would have thought that, well, I am there. After all that you did to me, I have now attained a certain position. I should just lord over. Even after her uncle Mordecai went telling her about whatever was happening. See what she did. She went to the background, did her homework, spent time before the Lord. And even before she went to her king, that didn't just bang in, but she knew what she was for. She was well groomed. She didn't depend on the strength of her looks or even what she had been told, but what she had done behind. Her time with her Lord, her strength with the Lord, her preparation. That is what got her the value or the favor she got from her king. But unfortunately, in our world, most of the time, what we see is very different. We pride ourselves in our strength. We pride ourselves in what somebody did to push us there. And so, or maybe the hunger for that position. So when you get there and you don't really want to go by what you think or you have been told as the truth or the biblical or maybe your end, then you are going to be led by your emotions. That's where we play down on our positions and then we are tagged as such. So know yourself as a woman. Don't dwell on a position to let somebody know that you are there. But the very inherent power residing in you is what should make you do what you are called to do and do it well. Not because of a position or a title or maybe an office. It shouldn't be.
Diana, this topic, we've done it years ago, and we looked at female bosses. I'm sure you remember that. And the people have, and especially young ladies, feel that you talk to them, said, oh, they prefer male bosses. And the female bosses are too difficult and they expect that they are women and they should understand them, but they don't understand them. Is there a problem?
I think much of the problem has to do with perception, has to do with stereotypes, and has to do with society's expectations of what women should be and what men should be. One, there's an erroneous expectation that every woman should be a mother. And that has translated in the expectations we have of what people should do. It is believed that every woman who is a boss in the office should be caring, should check on what people have eaten, whether they've eaten, how full they are, how sleepy they are, permit them to sleep a little bit because she's a mother. It is expected that when her staff are sick, she should make time to visit them in the hospital and make sure they take their medication. It is expected that when there's a funeral or there's a death, she should go to their homes and comfort them. Those are things we learn to do as individuals and culturally. If you've not learned it and you don't want to do it, it's fine. You shouldn't do it. For me, where I come about it as expectation is that those expectations are not held of our male bosses, but we hold those expectations of our female bosses. And we even started by imagining that the power that that woman got or the position she got was a favor done unto her. Exactly. When women get power, listen to the language, when women get power, there's a natural interpretation that you did not deserve to be there. Somebody had favor on you. So when you get there, manage your workings so that the people or the society or the person who gave you the power, they don't get offended by your behavior. That is one. There's another interpretation that women should love women automatically and naturally. Before you say Jack, they say women are their worst enemies. They are not cooperating. They are not coexisting. They're supposed to live. Note that society has a different expectation of women. You have to act double hard to prove that you are worthy of being a leader and to please the rest of society. Those are the things that feed into the perception. I think as a country, we probably have leadership issues. We know of a lot of companies where their staff had it up to their ear, they've demonstrated, and they've removed them in Ghana, especially the public sector. What I think, and when those staff are men, when those CEOs are men, start from Kolebu and go to VRA and pass all over the country, you realize that people are not worried. But when they are one woman amongst 10 men, there is a whole thing, when women get there, when they get there, you see, we told you, that's why women don't go. But when the men went, what did they do? When they did it worry you?
Sheikh, how come? Why does society judge women with a different the skill than that of men.
I think she said it all. It's stereotyping. It's very unfortunate that we live in a world like this, where we set different standards for us as men, and yet another standards for women, and expect them to be different from the persons they are supposed to be. I can relate very well with what my sister said earlier on, but I think in any leadership situation, I think that the reason that we have a lot of pressure on women is that, like she said, we expect them to be mothers everywhere. I studied carefully in today's leadership schemes of doing things. There is the propensity of the application of serious feminine qualities, in managing our offices, even in the U.S. Army. It is no longer about command and control. It's about persuasion and, being soft with people so you can get them do exactly what they do. Like mothers would treat their kids. I understand today, even with the educational system, you need to be able to convince your child, some reward system so that they sit back home and
go
learn.
to school.
Exactly. So these are all feminine attributes where, for us as spiritual people, are captured in the very attributes of God himself. So if, for me, I think then that is the reason that women need to double up a little bit. I expect, if I see a woman in a position, I expect her to do things and do it very well. Seriously, simply because she's a woman.
While you're watching The Standpoint, let me say thank you to our sponsors. GTP, our style is ageless, our pattern limitless, and designs are endless. Our beauty never fades. GTP, still timeless. And Ghana Oil Company, Yaya Dia Amine Pankasa. Go girl, go Ghana, patronize made in Ghana goods. Now, when we come back, we are going to look at the woman, the female, powerful. Where do we go from here? We'll be back.
When cleaning your vehicle by valeting, steaming, waxing, or polishing, make sure the engine is also sound. Servicing your vehicle with Gold synthetic oil and any quality Gold oil massages the engine, removes deposit, protects it from wear and tear for longer lasting performance, and makes your vehicle feel pampered. Made for diesel and super engines. Remember, after every 15,000 kilometers of enjoying your ride, service your engine with Gold synthetic oil.
Well, you're a champion. That's why I, Azuma Nelson, 3 times world boxing champion and a patriot, always choose Goil.
Ashene Pankasa. Goil, good energy.
Media, no. Welcome back to The Standpoint. Thank you to GTP. I mean, I can never say thank you enough, but thank you to Gogot Yogurt, Awake Purified Mineral Water, and Royal Drink by Casapreco. Thank you to Yep Cleaning Services, House of Foods, Cake Technique, and Daddy Cool. Remember, this program is also aired on ABN TV on Sky Channel 195 across Western Europe, parts of Canada and Asia. We are also on Virgin TV channel 842, which is in UK. Our website, www.thestandpoint.com.gh, is powered by Dream Oval. Visit our website any day, anytime, www.thestandpoint.com.gh. It's powered by Dream Oval. Again, please, if you want to sponsor The Standpoint, if you want to advertise on it, if you want to support us, make sure you call us on 020-886-1919. 020-886-1919. We are aired on Joy Prime on Sundays at 6 p.m. and repeated on Thursdays at 10 a.m. Sheikh.
Yes, madam.
Does the Muslim woman know that she has power?
I think she's not conscious of that. I think we have a history where, almost all our books, whether it is the Quran or the statements of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, were interpreted by men and in a manner that would fit into a masculine agenda. So, but then we have a history of a lot more women in the history of the Prophet who did awesome things in his life and continue to do great things. Look at the way the woman was created by God. The attraction, right? The beauty and what the Quran refers to as adornments from her hair all down to her feet. She is an embodiment of an attraction that could either lead you positively towards God or negatively towards your own destruction. So in the feminine, you have two powers. You fight one, conquer it, establish yourself properly, and then move on towards the essence that you've never seen before, which is veiled in something that is seriously big and seriously true. So for us in the teachings of Islam, the woman represents everything. The female, I don't know whether you've read Ibn Arabi, but the female represents everything in the teaching of Islam. Everything. But strangely enough, we don't teach the women as Muslims to have a proper understanding of the position that they occupy, not from our perspective, from God's own perspective. Until we begin doing so, I'm happy nowadays we have people like myself, people like...
I was going to ask you, so anyway.
People like Honorable Dr. Mustafa Hamid, Minister for Zongo and Inner City Development.
Yeah.
We also look outwardly.
Ibn
Sana. Exactly.
Even the National Chief Imam.
Exactly.
You remember my experience with him when I went to see him concerning the young girl who was going to be married off.
Exactly.
You know, I was amazed. So I just wonder when all these... Anyway, please continue.
So we're also looking outwardly towards a set of advocates who are doing this, not for women, but for God, essentially. You know, we're looking outwardly to these people, and then we're trying our possible best to make our girl children and our women understand that this is who they truly are before the sight of Allah. How dare would you move your hand and hit a woman who, according to Quran chapter 4 verse 1, is supposed to be referenced. So he says, revere me, the God you worship, and revere the woman in the same equation. So you have equal value for the bearer of the womb and the creator of the womb himself. I didn't say so, the Quran said so. Revere me, yes, but revere the bearer of the womb. Who bears the womb? It is a female. It is a woman. It is your daughter, my sister, your mother, any other person's mother, or any other person's sister.
Sheikh, you know you are my brother, eh?
You are my sister.
You know you are my brother.
Exactly.
Let me ask you, does the Quran say anything about how you must have sex with your wife? That you must always be on top of her, that there can't be any position?
No. Let me also draw closer to the table. It is hypocrisy that people don't teach exactly what the Quran says. There's a verse in the Quran that says, your wives are your tilts, otherwise your gardens. Enter your gardens as you so wish. And remember to present what we call foreplay. It's even mentioned in the Quran. So it is not explicitly mentioned in the Quran, but you have a mention of it that you could break down, you know, into teachings properly.
So what is this that your brother is talking about? That do not allow women you lie over to walk over you. What's that supposed to be?
I think that is his own understanding of what it is supposed to be, but not the Quran's own understanding of what it's supposed to be.
But does the Islamic community understand the way he has portrayed how Islam sees women?
They do. Chauvinism, patriarchy, and ego. If you claim to be a Muslim, what you do is to learn from the beautiful examples of Prophet Muhammad. How he lived with his wives, how he lived with other people's women, how he lived with his daughter. I mentioned somewhere, each time his daughter walked before his presence, he stood up, he stands up, out of respect for his daughter. Then imagine how he would have been treating his wives. This is how he treated his own daughter. How much would he then treat his wives as the leader of this religion, the person you claim to be following as a Muslim?
First Lady of Zewi Temple, the Christian woman, does she know that she has power?
I believe some of us know, and we espouse the power that we have. And some others do not also know the power that we have, and so have resorted to other things. I mean, maybe the way we are looking, the charismatic of today, I mean, putting your strength in how you look and all that as being, you've been a powerful woman.
That's why I said that the woman of power and the powerful woman.
They are two different things altogether.
Things, but people think, and thankfully now as Christians,
not to cut you
out there.
Not to cut. There used to be a time when we started church, and every time you see me coming and I'm all dressed and all that, and every time you're looking beautiful, you're looking powerful, you're looking beautiful, I always went back home and I was crying. I was asking my husband, is that all
there is to me?
Is that all? I said, God, this is not me. Yes, I'm looking nice, but is that all you created me to be? What am I supposed to be doing with what you have blessed me with? That is the kind of power I wanted to exude.
Exactly.
I always went home and I was crying. I said, I'm not happy the way I'm being talked about, negatively, but I'm like, you're looking nice.
Like
you're looking
peace.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I kept crying. I kept praying. I was like, God, there's more to it. When is it going to come forth? And to the glory of God, I kept praying, preparing, and then doing other things, just so that he could use me in the powerful way that he deems of me. And to the glory of God, I am...
Now you become in your church.
Exactly.
For the women and then the young ladies.
Exactly. So there's a way of you acknowledging what you are built with as a woman, first and foremost, before you even go linking your beauty or whatever to anything that is external. Maybe not to preach again, but then, the one of old were just...
Not this kind of preaching I like. This kind of preaching I like.
We are told not to just let our outward appearance speak as in being our concentration or our focus, but the inner beauty is what we are supposed to be working on so that we can show power. Power. That is what even, turns the heart of God. Not to say that, when you're looking good is bad.
Right.
Even Jesus even wanted to be, lavished with perfume. He didn't talk bad about it. So looking good is not bad. But if your focus and your concentration is just about the outward, it fades away. Proverbs says, but the woman who fears the Lord is the one to be praised. So after everything, the need for you to just sit back and ensure that you are working on the inside to exude the power with which God has created you is crucial. So the power is within, but until when?
Until when?
The woman
How
of
are you
old.
going to use it?
Exactly.
How are you going
Until when? But it's all
So
in there.
on my set today, I have the wife of a pastor. I have an Islamic scholar. And I have the wife of a traditional leader. The traditional woman of today. Taking the really, she may be Christian, she may be Muslim, she may be atheist, she may be whatever. But the traditional woman of today, do you think she knows?
I think the traditional Ghanaian women know the power they have. It's what they do with that power that is tamed by society's expectation of them. So our grandmothers and our mothers handled, for example, their relationship in a different way. They handled their career choices and the things, their economic life was informed by the expectations of society. For a long time, they operated in the realm that somebody had power over them and they needed to subject themselves to that power. So then even professional choices, there are a lot more women going to careers that were believed to be that of...
Those like nursing, teaching, because men like marrying nurses and teachers.
So that is it. And they did business. When they did business, the market women did business and they made money. They needed to route the money through other people because women were not supposed to be economically empowered and self-sustained. And if you did that too early, you miss the chance of getting a husband because no husband wants a woman who has more money than he did. Those are the mentalities from time before. So we were controlling we were taming our power, our ability to do big things, cautioning it that be careful. Some people have money. At 30 years, they could buy a land and build a house, but they feared that if they did that, it may cut their chances of being married, and buying a big car was not a good chance for getting a husband. And our men were socialized to believe that be careful of all these women who have so much money and who are rising in their career and education. A book-long wife is a stressful wife. So, they are know your rights. Yeah, I know my rights, woman.
They'll put it to you.
But the landscape is changing now, and we are getting a lot more empowered women. Social media kind of sneaked in. So even our traditional women, somehow uneducated, our queen mothers and our chiefs' wives and all of that are on social media, and they are seeing the new wave, and they are following.
Some of us were on social media before we became chiefs' wives.
All of them are there. The before and the after. They are all there. They are seen. So with all respect to the befores and with all respect to the afters, we are all there, you know. So there's some changes, and there are a lot of movements. Powerful, fearless young women who are encouraging all of us. Take the Pepper Dems for example. There are individual female celebrities like the Lydia Forsons and all of those who are saying, we aren't sitting down. Think what you want. Eventually you get used to it. So there's that dynamics that is coming up that is letting us know that we have the power within and we have the power to do. Whatever strength you have, if your strength is cooking, cook for your family, but cook for the world and make some money.
Exactly.
Put some cash in your pocket. Women are more empowered and feel the power and use the power when they back it by economic sustainability. Yeah. So use the money if you have the opportunity. Don't apologize for it. Don't apologize for being a woman.
And being
Feel
rich.
free and be rich. Yeah. If you can be rich, make a difference. Reach out to the poor, reach out to the vulnerable. And please, let us not over-exaggerate the status of being married. Marriage is not the beginning and the end of a woman. Marriage is beautiful. Marriage is sweet. Marriage is supportive. If you get the right one, enjoy it. If you get the wrong one where they are beating and are violating your right, get out of it. And then make sure your children are protected. Get help and live your life. Get the 6 masters and the 2 PhD and you will be celebrated.
And the church shall say, praise the Lord.
Hallelujah.
Thank you very much. This is a topic I think we will have to revisit every quarter. Every quarter we need to go through it. And because I feel that it's about time we need to motivate ourselves as women. You know, we need to, enough of the going back, the fighting and all that. We need to take it deep down ourselves.
Empower
and
ourselves.
When we know and we exhibit it and we show that we have it and we know how to use it the right way, people will just make way for you.
It's true.
They will make way for you and you don't have to fight for anything anymore. You just take it. Thank you so much for coming to share. I'm so grateful to you. And we take a break. When we come back, I'll give you a bit of me.
Failing, I have failed. Really, really failed badly. In fact, I've been sacked. I have misstepped at my workplace. I have things I should have done better. I took wrong judgment. But like, when you look at it all, that time it was called failure. But on a more serious note, it was also part of the stairs. You know, Gifty, I don't believe that success, what people call success, is an elevator. That you need to just stand in, put your head on the wall, and you're on the 10th floor. No. It's step by step.
How did you deal with the issue of sexual abuse?
Even in school, yes. School, national service, working life, at least I went to 3 times. You have your value. And that's why for every woman today, the first thing you should be sure of is your value. It takes you to places. Once you set your values right and you have your principles, you will cross.
You see, unfortunately, as women, we've been mistreated by society because for a long time, we didn't know who we are and what we have. We didn't understand the kind of power. Sometimes it was very confusing to us, and nobody made attempt to explain to us. But this is the time of knowledge. This is the era of knowledge. We know we have power. We know we're created for a purpose. We know we all have something that we are good at, that we can use to make an impact, to add value to ourselves, to our family, to our society, to our community. It doesn't matter where you are coming from. It doesn't matter your educational background. We have power. We are women of power. So please, enough of us for me. I can't do this. I can't do that. Who told you that? There is nothing you cannot achieve as a woman if you put your mind to it. Absolutely nothing. And we have examples all over. But you see, the woman of power knows where and how, when and why, and even what she has to use her power for. She knows it. She just doesn't go and lord it over people. Well, you may be walking, as they say, in your own, or treading your own path and traveling your own journey. People may have a way of interpreting it. But if you know deep down your heart that this is what you want to do, this is what you believe in, this is what you want to use what you have for, no one has a right to judge you or to tell you what to do and what not to do. Dear woman, that marriage you're in there, if you have to leave or he has to leave you, you will not die, you will live. You will live. You have the power to survive. If you have power to push a human being out of you, during labor, you have the power to achieve anything. Don't be afraid to take risk. Don't be afraid to step out. Don't be afraid to dream and dream big, because you have the power to be an achiever. You have the power to stand out. You have the power to be who you want to be. It is inside you. Whatever you decide to do, let it be because you want to do it, not because society thinks you have to be like that or someone thinks you have to do it. Know who you are. Know who you are and understand the power you have, and then decide what you use it for. As for me, as always, I'm a woman with super crazy faith in God. I know my power is from God, but he has given me wisdom, and he expects me to apply my power with wisdom, wisely, the way it will benefit my society, my community, my family, my country, and the ministry I have chosen to pursue. Until I see you same time next week, keep reading, keep researching, keep seeking knowledge wherever you'll find it, and understand your power and use it wisely. Bye for now.